I think where I left off was I was going to do the roof. I was able to get the shingles and the roofing nailer. The roofing nailer didn't work, so put them up by hand. That's fine. I did most of that in the rain, so I didn't film. And then I have got started my battens, and I don't know how much I put on doing the battens. Can't remember. But I have a pile of battens inside here because I cut those in the rain last night. So I'm going to finish off all the battens, and I'm not going to put my trim, my corner trim on until I move the structure. I suspect that it might rack, and I don't want it to break. So, all right, let's get after it. All right, so what I've done is I nailed a little board up where I'm going to put my bottom trim. That way I can mount all my battens and take my measurement from there up to the top trim piece, which I do believe this should be like 81 and a half. So 81, pretty much across the board. There is a little fitting that I had to do with each one, but I'll go ahead and I'll cut whatever 4 of these at 81, and then we'll get going. This I left short, so when I install my window, I have a trim piece that's gonna go here and wrap the window, make it look nice. So I left that short, drew my line on there. All right, let's cut these things at 81. All right, so I take my rough board here, and since I cut these logs with my chainsaw, some of them have some splits, some checking when it's drying out, so I'll just cut a little bit off, and this will give me my straight line down there. And add it to my giant scrap pile. Alright, so I got my 4 boards cut. I put them there. I try not to put too much tension pushing down on this board so it doesn't deflect. And then I just actually didn't check this one, but this one's probably either way, but I try to get it centered in the bottom when I put that piece there. And as I go up, sit there, I can drive my nail even with the other one. These nails are longer than the ones that I used on the boards on these battens. They're 2.5. That gets me through my 1.5 of air gap here and enough to get into the board behind the nailer board. Alright, so how I've been doing these battens is I put a guide, a nailer guide here, which will be my trim once I set this coop in place. But I just run my tape measure up the air gap here that I want to cover. And I get my measurement. My pitch here is like 5 degrees-ish, not quite. So I've been cutting about 5 degrees. And then it's been working out. Sometimes you just gotta move it over just a little bit and it'll go right in. So just like that, and then you can nail it up. You can follow your nails once your boards are covered and you can't see when you get to the last board. You can use the nails on either side on your normal boards down here, and you can find out where your nailer is. But I lost my hammer, almost. There it is. Let's make sure this is lined up. All right, one more side to go. Battens will be done. So, try to get you a shot of that. All right, last side. I got all my battens are cut, fitted. Just nailing them in now. Ta-da! Alright, so this is where we're at. I still need to do a chicken coop door, and I haven't decided which automatic door I'm going to use, so I'm just going to leave that like that before I cut my hole. I still need to add my trim pieces in the corners. The windows need to get installed, but those two things I'm not doing till I set this coop in its final resting location. I'm also not going to be building the door until it's set, but I do have all the board and batten on. Just get a better view over here, and that's where we're at. It's shingled. You will see that. And we're just missing the corner trim, the bottom trim, window trim, and windows, and a door. But that's probably can all get done in one day once this thing gets set. But it's going to be out a little bit so I can get a pad poured. I want to put this on a cement slab. So that's where we're at with this. And off to the next project for now.